objectives must be destroyed.
Good afternoon everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Battlefield 5 open beta, which we can see in the background here. I hope you enjoyed the intro. The actual power drop for the Brits on Narvik is fantastic, I love it. I hope you enjoyed the intro, thank you very much for joining me once again. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get a video out, but for any of you who have been actually following my channel update videos, of which this is going to be put into that section because a lot of this is me catching you guys up. I actually started my new job on the 10th, on the Monday. I don't know if I actually pointed that out to you or not. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think I did, but I started my new job on the 10th. I was incredibly nervous, as is to be expected. I've been feeling like that, to be honest, the past 3 days. However, I come home today. Today is, of course, Thursday. I come home today and I'm in the best mood I've been in the whole week, and it turns out nobody told me. I thought it was 9 to 5. It's actually 9 to 3 for me because I'm the apprentice and it's my induction week. So I was actually allowed to leave. I was actually allowed to leave early, which I didn't realise. I was actually allowed to leave at 3 o'clock all week. I stayed until 4:45 on Monday. So yeah, kind of happy about that, but most of it's pretty boring at the moment. It's mostly just e-learning, which is like courses you take on the computer, sorting out my online profile, sorting out my ID card, meeting everybody, figuring out what each role requires you to do. Of course, none of that is for my sake. It's more or less just so I know what everyone else's job is in case they fuck up, so I have to point it out to them. That's literally how it was explained to me, by the way, which I think is quite amusing. Yeah. I'm actually over the moon. My confidence is right up in the air, which makes a massive change. The only downside to having to obviously work is I can't run my YouTube channel as much, which is a huge shame, especially for you guys. I'm very grateful for everybody who's stuck around as long as they have. Those who have subscribed recently, thank you to all of you guys. Specifically the ones who subscribed after I was in Oxy's video, which I really enjoyed. Hopefully I get a chance to do that again at some point. I won't actually be uploading very much. I don't actually work on the weekends, which is nice. Although I don't work on the weekends, this weekend I'm actually going away to see family. The weekend after that, I'm also going away to see family. So it's not going to be it's going to be a few weeks until I actually manage to have a weekend off. And even then, there's no guarantee that I'll actually be able to record voice comms. I might be able to do a dirt rally video because I don't normally do commentary over those. But other than that, it's kind of, you know, this is what it is, and unfortunately I'm having to try and work with it, so yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me once again. I think I might actually continue this video a little bit longer. Let's talk about the Battlefield beta a bit. It's been a while since you guys have heard my fantastic voice. That was sarcasm, don't worry, I'm not being serious, I'm not that big-headed. Yeah, it's been a while since you guys have heard my voice, so I figured what the fuck, I might as well just carry on with this video, put a bit more Battlefield footage in the background, and crack on as we are. So, let's do that, shall we? So, the Battlefield 5 beta. A lot of people have actually been complaining about it, amidst all of the other crap that's been going on surrounding Battlefield as well. Did you know that apparently the words white man are blocked in the chat? No, seriously, I'm being deadly serious. That just goes along with all of the other controversy that's been surrounding the game, including the fact that there were females fighting on the front lines with prosthetics, as seen in the original release trailer. Although the more recent footage they've released of the game in terms of trailers and stuff has been a lot more as we would expect, as opposed to that sort of nonsense. I suppose I better clarify my position on this now before we go any further. I'm perfectly fine with women being in the game as soldiers. Yeah, the Soviets had a hell of a lot of female snipers. The French Resistance had a lot of women in the ranks as well. Numerous other armies and such had women in their ranks too. Again, same with black people, that's perfectly fine too. The US Army in particular did have a lot of African Americans fighting on the front lines in one form or another. They normally had their own regiments or combat teams as opposed to being mixed, although they were there. It was a thing. Just because we don't hear about it doesn't necessarily mean it didn't happen. And although I can see why everybody was getting upset about all this, I can also see what DICE was coming from when they said they wanted to sort of show and make the game acceptable for everybody. Of course, it's only because of historical knowledge I'm aware of the fact that these things did actually happen. Women did fight on the front lines. African Americans, in the case of the American army, did fight on the front lines. It was something that happened. Hell, during the Second World War, the Americans had a combat team full of entirely Japanese American soldiers, and they were such an asset that a lot of colonels and generals were asking for them to be fighting in their campaigns. They did fantastically well in Sicily during the Second World War, to name one of the places that they fought in. They were in very high demand. They did fantastically. So, you know, fuck it, why not have them in there, you know? I'm all for that. I will admit, though, where I draw the line is with the prosthetics and stuff. Now, I watched a video recently, this morning, before I went to work, saying about how DICE were planning on sort of dialing back the whole character customization thing to be a bit more realistic. Fine by me, well happy with that. I gotta be honest, I would kind of preferred if they had refrained from doing that until the game come out, so that we could actually mess around with the character customization system. In the beta it was blocked, or not available I should say, so that's that. So with that out of the way, let's get on to like bugs and glitches and stuff. The one major one I realised whilst I was playing the game, the beta I should say, as a disclaimer, this is not a finished product yet, was that I unlocked the MP40. I actually never got to use it because I've been working. I haven't been playing the game, so I haven't had a chance to. I'd never got a chance to use the MP40 because of this bug. I would select the MP40 for the medic class. Yes, that's right. The medic is the one that gets the submachine guns now. And upon trying to spawn in, it wouldn't let me. Don't really know why that is. Although if I changed back to one of my other weapons, though, I could spawn in. So something was going on there somewhere. I have no idea what, to be honest. I kind of just sort of let it slide. It was annoying, but it wasn't game breaking. It wasn't something that would actually crash your game. Speaking of, I didn't really suffer any issues with frame rate, nor did I notice the game crash at all, ever. Which is nice. It's always nice when DICE releases a game that's somewhat finished for a change. Although Battlefield 4 was released a massive mess, and that is still popular even now, and that game's quite old. So, yeah. What else? Let me think. Yeah, bugs and glitches wise, I didn't actually experience that many. There were people that experienced a hell of a lot more. Thankfully, I was not one of those people. Yeah, there was one other one. When you revive somebody as a medic, there happened to be this thing where you got up your teammate or your squad mate and ended up with their kit for some reason. So you ended up picking up their weapon. Now, again, this is more annoying than anything else, because I found the first thing I did after that happened was scrambled around on the floor trying to find where my rifle went, which normally gets you killed. Reviving is actually an animation in this game. It's not a case of just holding a syringe, holding the R2 button, sliding past somebody and stabbing them with it and them just getting back up again. It doesn't work like that. You have to actually stop whatever you're doing and hold a button to revive them, and it shows an animation of you doing so, and you can be killed during that animation, as you would expect. So yeah, that worked. It was annoying, but again, it didn't really break the game. So, and it has been mentioned, Westy, one of the big DICE YouTubers, sort of covers a lot of Battlefield stuff, has mentioned it as well and said that they are aware of it and they're trying to fix it, so that's good. So what were my thoughts on the open beta? Well, the gameplay is as good as you would expect from a DICE game, as good as you would expect from a Battlefield game. The gunplay is very, very good, but that's all I have to say about it, really. The guns feel weighty and realistic. The animations for reloading and firing and the recoil and stuff like that is very good. The sounds, actually, is something that I should have mentioned a minute ago. The sounds that you get when you've destroyed an objective and stuff were not in this beta. So I was expecting to take 2 objectives, destroy the 2 anti-tank flak guns or what have you that were on the hill that you can see here. Destroy the artillery guns. Sorry, destroy the artillery guns, and then immediately get like a way from all the other squad guys and everything, and a tune to play in the background. That never happened because it wasn't implemented. I'd been playing Battlefield 1, so I was used to it, so I thought the game sounded a little bit sort of lacked atmosphere. Despite being in full servers every game I played, the game also felt kind of bare. You know, and I don't think this is actually an issue with the game. I think this is just because, again, I've been used to playing Battlefield 1, where when you move into the next objectives, your whole team is lined up in a massive long queue, and you all just charge out of the trenches straight across the middle of no man's land, straight into the enemy team, and it's like a toddler smashing 2 of their toys together, you know. It's just whap, you all fucking end up in the middle of a massive firefight and a brawl, which is fantastic, and it feels amazing to play. But I didn't experience that in this beta. I'm not saying the game won't feel like that when it's finished. Again, it's not a finished product. I am reserving opinion until I can actually play the full thing. Until then, though, I'm actually kind of happy with it, all things considered. I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it was, although I know there are some people that thought it was going to be a lot better than it actually is, but here we are. World War II is a big thing for me, as any of you who've known me for some period of time will be all too familiar with. And being able to play a first-person shooter game in World War II on a console nowadays is a bit of a rarity, so I'll take whatever I can get. And I sure as shit don't like playing Call of Duty World War II, so this is really my only option. Unless Postscriptum ever ends up coming to fucking console, which I really doubt, so... Anyway, that's about it really. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share and subscribe for more if you're new around here. It really does help me, you know, build up the channel, build up the content and what have you. So, sorry it's not a War Thunder video. I didn't really have the time to play the game to get some footage first. I've only got like an hour, so really sorry about that. But I'll try and upload the video as soon as possible. But as I said at the beginning, I'm actually away the next 2 weekends, and even on a weekend I don't get the opportunity to be in peace much. So just bear that in mind. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.